Welcome to Dice Control Dojo. I'm Phil and I practice every day and share my tips so we can all get better at the casino. Today I'm on vacation, so I thought what a perfect opportunity for us to discuss what happens when you're away and what do you do with your muscle memory as you practice not on your table or at your practice rig. So today we're going to discuss practicing on vacation. What do you bring? What do you do? And how do you make sure that that muscle memory doesn't go while you're in the middle of a 90-day practice sessions before we go to Vegas? So I'm sure my Craps Crew guys are very happy with me out here making sure that I'm taking care of business, and I hope they are doing it too while I'm away. So we got we're halfway there to Vegas, so I'm really excited to making sure that I don't lose what I've been doing for the last 40 something days on practicing. So I'm gonna just go over this. I've practiced this morning, and I just thought after that I'd share my tips on what I did to what I brought and how it works. And hopefully you enjoy this vacation series as we move forward with dice control. When I get back from vacation, we're going to talk about analyzing each and every part of our throw. So I may be discussing it this week because I'm preparing for those videos. So I hope you join me for those. So you're on vacation. You've been practicing. What do you do? What do you bring? So the first thing I bring is a copy of my 1-hour practice guide. Make sure I don't forget that. And of course, we talked about our favorite thing is the tape measure. The tape measure can help me throw wherever I am, whether I'm out on the beautiful beaches or in a hotel room on business. I can still use a tape measure and get things going. So the first thing I do, make sure I find a landing zone that's 26 to 28 inches tall. And then I set up my rig here to make sure that I'm 26 inches tall so that I can throw comfortably. And then I measure out. So I'm going to make sure that my carry-on suitcase is 8 foot 6 inches away. So this is exactly where I am at home when I'm talking to you on where I'm throwing every day. So the tape measure, first important thing. Second thing I like to bring is a couple chips because I want to aim my chips. I want to find a place, a landing zone, and sometimes when you're on when you're somewhere, I want to see where I'm aiming. So that's what I bring. I also bring some dice. I bring 9. You don't have to bring 9. I brought 9 sets of dice because I do 9 rotations, but you don't have to bring that many. You can just bring a few. It's not that important that you throw, but I do bring a 9 sets of alternate colored dice so that I can throw into where I'm going. And what does my practice session look like? Well, if half of it is me trying to make sure I got a good routine going and I got everything set, I'm going to lift this up a little bit and show you that I'm on a chair here, and I put my suitcase and a towel here so that I can, I have a chair rail that is almost the same size as the other one. It's not going to be exact, and this is good practice for you because when you go to a casino, it's not going to be like your rig at home, right? It's going to be a little different. So you got to learn to adapt as you move forward. So when I line up my dice here, I like the chair rail to be next to me here so that I can use it to hold firm while I'm throwing. And then just remember, I don't vary any different from what I'm doing. I'm still in the morning going to do my warm-ups, make sure my hands are nice and loose no matter where I am, right? And also too, this is important tips for when you're going to the casino and maybe you're staying overnight. This is how you warm up in the morning in the hotel. So you probably don't have a view like this, but you can do this in your hotel room, and I'll show you that kind of practice tomorrow. So today, I'm still trying to grip the dice. I'm trying to grab them. I'm sorry, in my video, I can't get down to show you what I'm doing down here, but I am still picking up the dice, trying to make sure they're set the proper way and that my fingers are attaching to the same dice. I want to make sure that practice is there. And then it's the same thing when we're doing. I'm going to throw. I'm going to practice throwing. I'm going to practice picking up. I'm going to practice my turn. I'm still practicing my turn while I'm throwing. And of course, then I'm going to try my dead cat. This case, it's going to be against the wall of my suitcase. And, hey, look, as you go through things, it's going to be a little different when you practice every day. But I like this because this gives me an opportunity to make sure my muscle memory is going the way it's supposed to, and that I don't lose that. And I don't think you're going to lose it that much if you're on vacation. But I don't want to come back with my having to start over. So, I don't have to go crazy when I'm on vacation, but I can still sit here and just get warmed up in the morning before everybody wakes up. I can get out here and throw, and I can try and make sure that my arm is loosened up, that my body is warmed up. You can also make sure you're practicing the grip. Practicing the grip can be anywhere, and we talk a lot about bringing it when you're in your car. If you're on the plane coming out here, you can be putting it on the tray table, just making sure you're working on trying to get those fingers lined up correctly, right? So just the pickup alone is a muscle memory that you really have to work on, and you'll lose that after a week. So when we're talking muscle memory, it's not just how tense and how much pressure you're putting on with your fingers and your thumbs. It's the muscle memory in your wrist, in your elbow, in your shoulders, on how that's all supposed to be while you're practicing. So when I'm on vacation, I'm making sure that my throws, not only the throws I don't lose for muscle memory, but there's no reason you can't have a pair of dice with you at all times. Just put it on the table, right? Just lay it on the table, pick it up, make sure everything's aligned, make sure everything's focused. Maybe practice a turn. The turn doesn't have to be on a table, right? With your right feet and your positioning. It can also be just practice picking it up and turning, okay? I still remember every day when I'm making my coffee and it's brewing and I'm waiting for it to brew, I'm sitting there with my 3 fingers like this, and I'm looking at them, and I'm leaning over the table in the kitchen, and this is in the morning at 4:30 when I'm getting my coffee ready before I throw, and I'm just making sure that these fingers are aligned. That's just another little thing that I do every single day, saying, hey, are my fingers the ledge created so that I can come across here and do the turn seamlessly. So while you're on vacation, there's a lot of stuff you can do for 1 hour a day, or not even at 1 hour a day. While you're on the beach, have the pair of dice up and down, up and down. Just make sure your fingers are aligned and that you're aligned to what you want it to be. It could be practicing breathing, right? Let out, the pick up and turn, right? I let it up. Then it's just a nice external, pick your zone, and throw. All right, it's a constant muscle memory about breathing. What's another thing we can do on our vacation? Look, everything's a little bit different, but it doesn't mean my feet aren't going to be down and relaxed, and that I'm making sure my knees are good, my hips are aligned, and I'm leaning over a little bit, right? And then I'm making sure I have a nice swing. So you can practice this, right? So my setup today isn't terrible. It's not ideal because it's really hard down here to find something that's 28 inches. And you'll see during the week, I'm going to find a lot. I've searched out a bunch of places that I can throw from every day. It's not just outside in my outside of on my deck here, but every day I'm going to try and find a different place that I can locate and throw dice from, so I can show you that you can throw dice wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are. And if you want to practice at least for a little bit, my recommendations is just have at least the dice with you so that you can get your fingers still muscle memory, making sure you're creating that nice circle like that. You can practice making sure the pickup is good. You can practice the turn. What else? You can also sit there and just hold the dice and make sure that the thumb, hopefully you can see that, is just barely holding on, right? That's something else that you can do without having to even throw the dice, right? And just making sure it's loose. So you can practice all those things just a little bit, while nonchalantly too, right? Not a lot of people are even going to notice what you're doing. I know I'm crazy obsessed with making sure I'm practicing every day, but I know how important it is for me to not miss a day when I'm going to Vegas very soon. So I want to make sure I'm not letting down the boys. So the other thing you can do, practice your breathing, practice relaxation techniques. This week I'm going to talk about a couple things because we don't have to talk about it while I'm throwing, about relaxing, using calm, or using a couple different things to just get the techniques down. You could probably subscribe to them free for 30 days just to see professionals teaching you how to relax and calm. There are two things about that. Relaxing and visualizing and staying calm before you go to the casino. What does that look like? How are you relaxed so that your body is relaxed? Remember, you want to be as relaxed as you are when you're practicing every morning in front of the TV, right? That also, if you tense up and you get nervous while you're on the casino floor, your throat's going to be a whole different ball of wax, and you have to make sure you can figure out if your muscles are loose or tense or not, and how do you relax that. A couple of these tips that we'll talk about this week, we'll talk all about that on using visualization, relaxing and calming down before you get to the casino, so you at least feel a little bit relaxed. Then once you're at the casino, when the dice are going around, how do you relax for that? And then finally, relaxing during the throw to make sure you're focused on that. I love visualization. I visualize what that throw is going to be, and I make sure that I hit it. So that's going to be a discussion this week about visualization. So I hope you tune in for that. So what did we talk about today? We're talking a lot about practice when we're away, right? And how ridiculous it is. And I have a very, very, very fortunate to have a very angel of a partner to sit there and allow me to be out here doing this while they're getting ready to go. So make sure you bring some dice with you. Make sure you have dice with you at all times to practice pickup, turn, pressure. Practice your relaxation. Practice your stance. You can do all of that without having a table, right? And then practice seeing if you can set up a little throw. Bring in a tape measure will help tremendously. So remember, whether you're in a beautiful resort or you're on the table in a casino, the best strategy for making a lot of money is to throw for a long, long time.